Before starting an online store, one needs to get prepared. He needs to do a lot of research and market study. Here you will find some basic checklist or points you need to work upon before anything else. So, what are the benefits? What are your expectations? What are you expecting from your e-commerce business? Like you can become an entrepreneur without any core professional expertise and business experience. Convenience and ease of work. Yes, most of the work is online and computer based, because of which you can even work from home and in your spare time. Track consumers' behavior. You can track website behaviors like their preferences, their dropouts, their pending carts, and all. Next is low barrier to entry. Yeah, anyone can enter very easily. There is no barrier at all. Sell products across the world. You can sell internationally to billions of potential customers. Your brand will get a worldwide recognition. You can give 24 by 7 by 365 days of service. Higher sales. The customer prefers online shopping as compared to visiting malls and stores physically and buying. Many of them are too busy with their work life. They don't like to go out for shopping. They find online shopping much easier and time saving, and as a result it gives higher sales. As it is not mandatory to have a well maintained office, qualified staff, huge inventory and working capital, one can start with a bare minimum startup cost. Maximum brand recognition exposure. As I said before, the market size is very huge. Though e-commerce you can sell worldwide, hence it will give a wider exposure to your brand across borders. Real time analytics. You can see real time details of visitors, which country do they belong, how many pages he has visited, how much time he has spent on his website, on your website, his device and operating system, the search keywords he is looking for, he is searching for, and a very vast variety of data can be visualized through analytics, which helps in grooming and improvising your business as flexible and easy to scale. In any brick and mortar shops, you will find that whether before increasing the variety or number of SKUs, you need to check the physical storage space, and many a times it will ask you to shift to a bigger warehouse, office, etc. But in e-commerce, you can very easily scale your business. It is very flexible and easy to increase your product range and variety. Lower working capital requirement. It's becoming a trend now that many store owners are offering marketplace platforms to online sellers. In such a case, the business owner do not need to have any self-owned inventories, while most of the time they ask other sellers to register as a vendor and do drop shipping for them. In this way, there is a very low liability on the actual business and no huge fund requirements in terms of working capital as in case of inventory based. What are the different questions one should ask before jumping into e-commerce? We will do some preparation before jumping towards making and creating an online store. What are the answers one should ask oneself? The first question we will ask: what product or service should I sell online? Also get confused about what should be your product range, which products are hot selling on online stores, which one will give you higher profits, etc. So in the very first step, you need to select your product. The one which is easier to source, which is very much easily available at different locations. You can source very easily, available from more than one vendors. You should not depend on a single vendor. You must have options with respect to vendors. If it is not available with one vendor, it should be available, it should be sourced from any alternative. It should be liked by customers, it should be acceptable to your customer, your target market. Your product should be acceptable, your product should be easily presentable. We start with a branded product if not having your own product. Check whether bulk discount schemes are available with. Start with a simple product, that is without any variations, like it should be available in a single color and size, because availability in different sizes and colors will end up with a huge amount of inventory. Start with a lightweight product, generally below 500 grams or 1 kg. Lightweight products which can be shipped very easily without a surface shipping and without any extra packaging charges, without any extra manual care and handling charges required. It's well and good if you have offline channels also to sell these products, because sometimes if you depend only on an online store and source some inventories and stock up with your inventories in your warehouse, then you will end up have some stores, offline physical stores, where you can sell these items also. So it will give a circulation, it will give a better rotation of your inventory, and you can stock up different latest designs, latest collections for your product with higher buying frequency. And I will advise personally, starting an online beginner, then go having a higher buying frequency. For example, like fashion and apparels, I bought a t-shirt 2 months ago, and again after 2 months I need one t-shirt. So it is a kind of product which person prefers on a monthly daily basis, monthly basis, or on a 3 to 4 months, every 3 to 4 months they buy a product. For example, if I am buying a leather wallet, last time I have bought a leather wallet for rupees 350 rupees, and it was around 4 years back. So I have not bought a single leather wallet in last 4 years, and I have bought 2 months before for rupees 250, and I am very much sure that I will be buying more t-shirts in a couple of months. Comparing these two product range, we it is very much easier to sell t-shirts online as compared to leather wallets. So it's my on my personal advice, I will advise you to sell those kind of products which is having a higher buying frequency, which a buyer buys frequently. Stay away from cheap electronics, at least in the big. Many of the cheap China gadgets and cheap earphones, cheap power banks, cheap Chinese made mobiles also are available in market. So one can stay away from these kind of products because it might be showing a many higher profit margins, but it has a huge failure rate. The product failure is very high in such cases, and thereafter it will give a very bad impression of your store in buyer's mind, because around 50% of the products, 50% of the customers are not satisfied with such kind of products, although they are going to buy a power bank of for rupees around 200 rupees, but definitely they won't be satisfied because the performance of that Chinese made product, cheap gadgets. I will advise you not to go with the cheap kind of products. Start with a branded, start with a good kind of products which will serve its purpose what it is intended. Products having shortage with offline retailers, go for the products which is not abundantly available with offline retailers, because the product which is available abundantly on with offline retailers, it will create more competition to you. Apart from that, the other offline sellers who are selling the similar product range which you are selling online, they will give you more competition, because many a times customer prefers to buy from the physical markets only, because they can see the product, they can touch the product, they can feel the product, and whatever they have bought, if they feel any problem, if they find any problem with their product, they will just get a replacement within a day or two and get a refund within a day or two. So they prefer the offline market. So search for those kind of products which are not available with every alternate products having higher demand but poor supply. If it is possible, search for those kind of products which are very much in demand and there is poor supply. Like there are some Chinese made products which are having very much higher demand, like that artificial leather footwear which are imported from China, which are very much in demand. You can buy it for rupees 200, rupees 250, rupees 300 rupees also, and product below 15 to $20, that is below 200 rupees, is fine for a new store. If you are starting a new store, it is better to go for a products which is not that costly, because many a times there is not build up that kind of trust with a new website. They will always fear that this is a new website, whether it will deliver on time, whether the product is of that much quality what we are expecting now. So it's better to go for a simple and a very low budget products, because yeah, as I said that customers will prefer to buy will take a risk of buying from new vendors, from new websites, only around below 1000 rupees, below 1200 rupees. If you are offering a music system for 25,000 rupees from a new website, every single customer, every single potential of your customer, your potential customer will think that yeah, although you are giving you 300 500 rupees discount, but still it is a new website, whether should I go for it or I should go for a alternate store, what should I do? It is also available on Amazon for 500 rupees difference. I can pay 500 rupees higher than this new website and go with Amazon. But so you need to convince, you need to give a lot of hard work, you need to convince this customer about convince the customer that he should pay 25,000 rupees to a new website and build that kind of trust before selling anything. So even for the very first order, the customer is not willing to pay 25,000 rupees. So it's better to go with a small and very low priced items and build some reputation in your market, and then add later the higher price value items which will add more value to your store. Now the next question, who will buy, who are my customers? Until you don't know where you will sell, who will buy from you, then how you can get sales? So according to me, that you must find your customers with the help of following checklist. You have to find the age limit of your customers, in what age range the customers, in what age range they will fall, which will be interested in your product range. And next is either the male or female or both of them will be interested in your products. What are the demographics of your customers, where you are looking to sell your product, whether in northern India, whether in southern India, whether in central India, or internationally if you are willing to sell. And what is the economical or financial condition of your prospects or your potential customers. If they are financially viable, then only they will buy, because if you are having a very if you are selling some luxurious kind of items, luxurious products, then you need to think that the economical or middle class families will not be able to buy products, and only the financially viable customers only will look after such products. So you have to think about it. And next is hobbies and interest. What is the hobbies and interest of your potential customers, whether they are some kind of new generation like youths, new generation youths are there who will be dealing with your, who will be requiring such kind of products, where they can be found. Such kind of people falling into such a age range like between 20 years to 35 years, either they are male or female, and their demographics. So what kind of, this kind of people, this kind of set of people, where they can be found, you need to find out whether in metro cities, whether near colleges, institutions, classes, or you can find near very rural areas like where there is a occupation with farming and generation. So you need to find where these kind of products. And next you have to think the pain points that the product will relieve. You need to give us some workout that your product, what kind of pain points it is going to serve to your end user, what relief this product will give to your end user. So that will give you a better idea about where to find the locality, or internationally, or in your country, whether it is a rural area, is urban area, or alternatives available with them. Also you have to think that is this product have any kind of alternatives, like pen has an alternative with a pencil, and many like similar examples. Very certain criteria, you are preferring online buying, or they are just preferring to go to a brick and mortar shop and buying, with physically going and visiting shops and buying products. So unless and until your target market is not knowing any kind of not making any kind of e-commerce activities, they are not knowing what is e-commerce, not knowing what kind of transactions, what because if you are targeting rural areas, so there will be a very much big obstacle like presence of internet, whether the internet is present there, high end mobile phones, smartphones are available with them, whether computers, PCs, whether the market people are aware of e-commerce or not. So this you have to make a workout with that. More number of people can be reached within this set of people. And this is the last, that you also need to think whether this set of people can be expanded, your market can be expanded in future or not. How I will reach, decide how you will reach to them, how you will present to them. The major is it organic search. You can give SEO, search engine optimization. You can do search engine optimization for your online store, where your products will be listed in their results, and they will go through your website, they will check out the products reviews if any, and they will also compare some prices, and if it is better you can have some sales from organic search. Similarly from Google AdWords, here you CPC campaigns and all. Later is social media like Facebook, Twitter. Here you will have to, here you have to create a social awareness among your potential market share. You have to give advertisement also, Facebook ads like that. Then you can create some awareness in your market share that such kind of products are available at this and this coupon sites. You can release and issue price comparison sites. If you are dealing with branded products, then you can offer low price, a discounted price to other price comparison sites, and from there you can get many traffic. Content marketing, yes, you can create blog, write a blog post to other as a give comments on other blogs, and like this content marketing will be a major boost. Email newsletters, you can build up, you can create an audience with emails. You can collect emails from subscribe our newsletter and other part of from your website. You can create email newsletters, and you can do mass mailing also. Third party affiliate networks, here you have think that there are third parties also which are offering affiliate networks, where you can offline media ads. In offline media ads, you can see that there are hoardings, there are printed news, printed ads on newspapers, magazines, and other like hoardings also. Sponsored events, yes, you can sponsor certain events like annual function of colleges, annual functions of universities, and other sponsored events like fashion shows and all. Press releases, yes, you can give a press article to you can release your article on various press websites like yourstory.com, techcircle.com, and many other things, entrepreneur.com, inc42. Next is from where should I operate, home, office, shared. Wise I will prefer that since it is an e-commerce business, and in the starting you don't place our office outside, you just start from your own home. And what platform should I build my online store? Yes, this is a major concern because this is a technical one. So according to me, there are different first of all, what kind of platforms available in the market, like Magento, OS Commerce, BigCommerce, PrestaShop. As per my advice from WebCommerce Solutions, we will advise to go with WooCommerce because it is the most simplest and most preferred. So how will I list my products, right? Now what is the next thing? Now you have to list your products on your website. Whatever products you are available with you, whatever you are intending to sell online, you have to list those products on your website. So First of all, get images for your products. If you're having ready images, then get this. Otherwise, you have to go for product photo shoots. If it is a fashion and apparels, you have to go for model photo shoots. And if it is a very simple product like tabletop things like clock and watches, wrist watches or other things, so you can do that for on tabletop photo shoots. Next, resize them as per your themes required size. Whatever your website requires a image size, every website has a theme, and that theme has some required preset size for your product pages. So you need to resize your products photos images as per that size. Different softwares are available, you can resize them. And later, if editing is required for your products, like there are certain products which has got some props and which has got some extra background which is not required by you, so you can edit those backgrounds and in Photoshop and all. And there are also some kind of products which you make as a combo product, which you make as a bundle items, so you need to you need to do some editing for that products also, if you are creating some combo products or kits or pack of 2, pack of 3, like. Okay, next is assign SKU code to each of the product. Each and every product you are going to list on your website has to get some SKU code for that. So you have to assign a very universal unique code, that is called stock keeping unit, SKU code, to each of your products. Next, fill descriptions and other details in an Excel sheet. You need to fill up the Excel sheet which will get the product name, product SKU code, product descriptions, image links and all. Then these Excel sheet, first of all, there is a very tedious task in filling these Excel sheets, content sheets we are calling it. And these descriptions, these titles of the products are very much important, because you have to place certain keywords, you have to use keywords to rank these kind of to rank these products on Google search engines and other search engines also. So you have to do it very carefully. This, now list them either individually or through bulk listing. You can add your products one by one, or you can also do some in a bulk listing also with the help of these content sheets. Okay, now next, how will I customize and maintain my online store? Yes, it is very important, because you have got a store, you have listed your products. Now what? Now you have to maintain and customize your website. Whatever you think that my store should look like that, my store should have this kind of functionality and all. So the next I will prefer that, as we prefer WordPress websites, it is very easy to customize. WordPress is a very easy to customize, and extensive plugins are available for different requirements. So for example, if you are shipping cost estimation, if you want your COD availability, pin code check functional, and some kind of you want to collect some emails from the visitors of your website, you want, if you are needing, you want to show some push notifications on your desktops and all. So these all functionalities are available in different plugins, which is almost paid ones. You can buy some premium plugins and incorporate in your website, which will add a value addition to your store. Next, mainly you will require basic skills before for customization and maintaining your online store. You have to need some kind of basic skills. What are they? Like graphic designing, image resizing. That graphic designing and image resizing involves a basic functionality idea of Photoshop and other photo resizing softwares. And next is HTML basics. You have to get some idea of HTML basics, which is also available online. Tutorials are available, you can get some basic idea from there. Still photography knowledge. If you are having a camera, you can click the photo shoots, you can click the images, product images from your own. You don't need to hire a professional photographer for that. Next is Microsoft Excel, because if you are starting an online store, you don't need to buy a expensive software in the start alone. So you can start some basic Microsoft Excel work, where you will have to enter the day by day activities. You will note down the day by day activities, you will follow them on Microsoft Excel, and after gaining some experience and after gaining some growth in your business, you can get some simple software which can ease down your work more easily. And next, freelancers. And if your business is growing, if you need some assistance, you can hire some freelancers which can do much better professional work on your website, and they can guide you in much technical way. So freelancers are the major thing you will be preferring in the next 2 to 3 months after starting your online store. That's it. And next question, what will I do to attract customers? And now you have a website, you have got everything. Now you have to generate sales. Now what you will do? Now you can get some idea about these things. You have to launch hot deals, You have to give complimentary offers, flash sales, Cyber Monday, Sunday flea market, etc. Like this special sales offer you have to create. Organize sale events on your store, like stock clearance sale, like 50% off on Sunday, and like that different events you have to create. Exclusive range of products, like such kind of products which are not available anywhere else. You have to launch such kind of products to generate a buzz around your potential customers, so they will just run to your store and see what is the product, what are the prices, and what actually it serves, how it is much better than other competitive products available in market. You have to offer freebies, you have to offer surprise gifts, and you also have to go for some viral marketing through social channels, because social channel is gaining a huge momentum nowadays. And with the help of viral videos, you can create your advertisements and post through a sponsored ad on Facebook and Instagram. There you can get a major you can create some brand awareness on social media, like that. Okay, then host sweepstakes, lucky draw. You have to start contest through social media. You can also do some contest and sweepstakes and all. So in that case, you are creating a very much virality in your campaign. The campaign get some virality effect in that, and it will create a sharing effect. Give now your website is having, the customer is coming to your website, you have to give best service. Best service not only means that selling your product, you have to pitch your product idea and all, like in the descriptions, and offer a good price, but you have to answer their queries in a much better way. You have to please them with your answers, you have to please them with your response. So you have to give on time answers to customer queries, and extra benefits through reward points, cashback schemes, free shipping options. Also it will give a better competitive edge to your how much inventory I need to hold in the beginning. So you are a beginner and you have got a store, but you are thinking that what is the actual quantities and how much products you are planning to offer on your website. So according to me, at least one quantity of each product in stock will be enough if you are a beginner, because right from day one you won't be generating sales right from day one. So it is better to stock with a single quantities of each stock. But the more important is that it is advisable to have good assortment of products to give options to customers, because customers is always looking for a variety of products. They will look for different varieties of products, like color option, size option. Also go for multi-vendor store. You can create a multi-vendor option in your site, where different vendors will come and register as a vendor, and they will dropship it for you. So in this case, you don't have to stock any inventory, you are getting dropshippers, they will dropship for you. You just have to pass on the orders to there, and they will dropship from their location, from their warehouse, to directly to your customer, and you can pay as per your business terms agreed with them mutually. You can also use AliExpress as a dropshipping partner. You can tie up with other vendors in your locality, like these options are also available with them. Can tie up with your own terms. Can also work on a pre-order, like there are certain customized products websites. The products which are available are customized ones, so in that case you have to take the order first, and then after confirmation of the order, you need to source that product. And also in that case you don't need to have any pre-inventory stocked up in your warehouse or everything. So you just have to collect orders, and after getting, also can work on source after sales method. Many a times what happens that order arrives 12 p.m. in the morning, in the afternoon, and just after the order arrive, you can go and collect that product from your vendor and bring back to your office. You can pack it and ship it before the evening. So you can do that kind of source after sales method, that whenever the order arrives, then you have to source the item and you have to pack and ship it to the customer. How will I handle customer queries, returns, refunds? I am alone, I am doing everything. Then how I can handle each and every? Yeah, you can create returns and refund policies and insert them in your web store. You have to create a particular return and refund policy before making any commitments to your customers. Dedicated customer care number and email with your domain name. You have to find these things first, because you must have a dedicated customer care number where customer will be contacting you directly, and you have an dedicated email where you will be getting in touch with the customers and all. If you are busy, then hire someone with good communication skills which can do this job for you. She can work from home with a computer and internet connection. They should internet connection is required. He has to go through the query, he has to give answers to customers, so he has to get some information. She needs to collect some information from your backend website backend. Now she can revert to customer queries on mail and phone. Whatever the customer raise a query, then he can answer them over the phone or mail. Escalate customer queries and requests to you for further processing. And once he gets stuck that such kind of customers require some extra attention, then he can escalate those kind of queries to you, and you can then track and report to you for delayed you can give solution to that those kind of queries, what to answer, how to answer, what commitment you are going to give that kind of customer who are raising such kind of queries. And now she can also track and report to you for delayed pickups and stuck shipments, the shipments which have not been shipped yet, the shipments which have been stuck in transit and all. So those kind of tracking activities will be done by her. Can inform you about new orders meanwhile when you are out of for procurement, whether many times what happens, you are out for procurement for buying those kind of products which are not available with you. So in that time, if any new order arrives, so she will contact you and inform about the new order, so that though that order is new, but if it is available and sourced on the same day by you, and you can procure the same day and ship it on the same day, then it is much valuable to procuring certain kind of products. So you need to update the stock quantities on your web store backend. You need to update prices also if there is certain hike in prices, if you are increasing or decreasing the selling prices of the. And also such kind of assistance will help you in photo shoot and product listings also, because this is a very tedious task, listing and photo shooting, and also it is not a technical thing. So you can deploy this kind of works to your assistants and all, or a freelancer if you are interested in hiring what payment system should I use. So here you will find for United States there are different payment systems available, like PayPal, which is the best, which everyone recommend. To check out AuthorizedNet, WorldPay, and many other things are available on for United States. And in case of India, there is CC Avenue, which is the best. Paytm Wallet, Direct Pay, InstaMojo, PayUmoney, EBS, Citrus Pay. So these kind of options are available for payment system. And PayUmoney is the thing which is available for small business users, which are not registered users, which are not unregistered businesses, can also start their online store. They can go for PayUmoney. They won't ask for any legal documents for your registered business. Just start a website and ask them for a basic what are the requirements they ask you, and just get that done. Within 2 or 3 days you will get a confirmation from their side, and within the next 2 or 3 days you will get those salt links and keys and all to integrate your website with their payment gateway. What will be my shipping cost? Yeah, everything I will do, but before finalizing anything, idea behind the shipping cost, what will be my shipping cost, how will I add it, whether I should ask to the customer or I will pay from my pocket, whatever. What charge on weight and volume basis with 0.5 kg and 1 kg slabs. You have to work out with these two slabs what kind of what are your products, in what weight slabs they are falling, and according to you have to charge shipping charge. For lighter goods with higher selling price, the shipping cost is negligible. As I said before, lighter goods with higher selling price, the shipping cost is negligible, so you can pay from your own pocket also. For heavier goods with lower selling price, the shipping cost is higher, because the cost is heavy of the selling price of the product is very low, but it is high in weight. So for just such kind of products, you can ask extra shipping charge. You can charge extra shipping cost by placing different rules on your store. Extra shipping cost, you can ask if the product is if the size of the order, the selling price of the product is below 300 rupees, and if you are not able to pay that shipping cost from your pocket, then you can ask that if the order value is below 300, the customer has to pay extra 50 rupees for shipping charge. So such kind of rules can be created on your store. Flat rate, local shipping, free shipping are normally used ones. These are the rules which can be created and used on your web store. Mostly try to give free shipping and adjust that cost in your selling price and margins, because many times when a customer add the particular product in his cart, and during checkout if he sees that apart from the product price you are charging extra shipping charge, so there are chances, we have seen that around 25% of abandoned cart are due to this reason. The customer is not convinced to pay the extra shipping charge with that product, because he have seen that such a product is available for 1000 rupees, and if you are asking extra 50 rupees at the time of checkout, so that kind of customer will think that I will give a second thought, I will come back later, I will decide, I will see somewhere else. So it major give you a drawback. It's a major drawback for you. In India, for every half kg, approximately 25 to 60 rupees is charged, depending on the distance or location of the delivery or shipping address. So 25 to 60 rupees, I think if the selling price is higher, you can uh, waive off this shipping cost. But if the selling price of the product is very low, if the order value is very low, below 300 rupees, below 400, 500 rupees, so it is not possible to pay you this shipping cost. So at that time you can ask customer to pay off, or otherwise they can add more products in his cart and increase the order value. So you can provide some free shipping above like 1,000. Heavier goods more than 5 kgs, they need to ship via surface shipping. For such kind of products which are heavier, so they are not shipped via air and cargo, you have to ship via. Your shipping cost therefore will depend on your product's weight and volume. So the final word is that you need to decide the product volume and weight. For you need to decide the shipping charges based on the product volume and weight. Up after that only you can think of whether you can waive off the shipping cost or not, or you have to charge extra, or is there any rule you can create for waiving off the. What are the marketing expenses involved? You have got your shipping cost, you have got a selling price. Now what are the other expenses you are involved? There are different kinds of promotions like organic promotion in SEO, search engine optimization, social sharing, bookmarking, guest posting, press releases, etc. This is a organic promotion where you will get a free of cost exposure to your paid promotions. You can do advertisement on Facebook, Twitter ads, AdWords, Google AdWords. You can create CPC campaigns. You can create other offline promotions like distributing flyers and printed posters, hoardings, placing hoardings on streets and all. You can distribute freebies like t-shirt and all. Also offline paid promotion, you can do some sponsoring, organizing events and contests. This will create a brand. And other expenses like branding or packaging materials, you can give a branded impression of your web store, like having a packaging material which is printed with your logo and all. Toll free number, you can get a toll free number where you will be servicing your customer queries. Issuing coupons, you can distribute coupons. Slot booking for featured promotions on other sites. You can get a rent a slot. What will be the size of my team? You all alone can handle everything, while an assistant will relieve you, because sometimes what happens, you might be required some extra people, but someone who knows all the operations. Sometimes you need to go for some emergencies, you need to go for some holiday, and if you are not well, so at that time someone should be there who can look after your business for a day or two, for a couple of days, for a week, or like that. So it is very much beneficial that if you have a full-time assistant or maybe a part-time assistant who can look after your business. There are some work in progress, like in progress orders, like there are some shipped orders, there are some refunds, there are some queries which are on hold, so that needs to be continued, that can't be put offline. So there must be someone who can answer this. How will I manage if there is no one? So how will I manage? Fix your daily activities and provide time slots against each activity. You have to prepare some calendar work. You have to prepare a timetable where you have to denote each and every hour what kind of work will be done in the particular time period. Never postpone to next day. Be disciplined and punctual. Next, looking at the diversity of requirements, you can outsource your business activities like SEO, social media optimization, adverts. Which marketing activities require a lot of attention, because most of them they are paid advertisements. So there you can't compromise with the quality of work devoted to them. So you can go for freelancers or some hired agencies. You can get this kind of work. Better to outsource your brand building and brand awareness kind of activities, marketing activities too. How can I start with a low investment? So if there are most of them who are thinking that without any investment can we start, so set up your office at your home if you can able to. Company firm registration for India, it is around approximately 40,000 bucks. Domain name less than $3 available in GoDaddy, BigRock, and everything. It is available from Bluehost, and you can get 3,000 rupees for 3,000 rupees per year. Next, website theme, you can get for at least $50 from ThemeForest and many other. Next, essential plugins, there are many plugins available as per your requirement. You can get some are for $18, $20, $25, $100. So as per the functionality they provide, they are charging for them, and as per your requirement you can get those also. Next is computer, laptop, printer, internet. These things are required, and if we have assumed that you have already packaging material like flyers, corrugated box, tape, etc. Next, also you require packing tools and office stationery. Hold minimum inventory or start work with a different business model. You can, instead of a inventory led business model, you can go for a multi-vendor site of a e-commerce website. What will be my startup cost and how to make up with the selling price? But what will be my startup cost before starting? So in that case, hardly you will require approximately $103 for setup. How? I will guide you. that is $0 to $100 for customization, up to $1,000 for inventory in case if required, less than $100 for 3 months working capital, $30 for limited unbranded packaging material. The packaging material what you are getting, you can start with unbranded ones. $300 for initial marketing cost. Before in the start, you have to create some brand awareness, you have to create some buzz, you have to go for some CPC campaigns, you have to gain some valued traffic from other sources also. So this will be your approximate values or startup cost. This $103 what I have said is from here. In the back one you have seen here that domain name is available for $3, shared WordPress hosting for $50, website theme for $50. So this is the $103 what we are saying, what I'm telling about. So these all cost will give you up $633, that is 41,145 rupees, Indian rupees. That is the setup and working required. And if you are looking for an inventory based model, then it is as per your requirement, how many products, what is the cost price of those products, how much quantities you are looking for, and what is the time period, lead time for sourcing, and also those you have to work out for inventory, sourcing inventory. But for setup and working of your web commerce store, you need to go for at least 40,000 45,000 rupees. You should spend at the start before making any sales. What will be my expected profit? Work out your selling price as follows. First of all, you need to find the selling price. What will be your selling price of the product? It is a cost price. The following formula will help you, where you will find that it is a sum of all these. You have to work out, you have to find out, you have to calculate these factors before placing in this formula, like payment gateway charges per order, shipping cost, what will be the average shipping cost, fulfillment cost, your overhead cost, which includes office rent, electricity bills, internet bills, employee salaries, etc., your marketing cost, your budgeted marketing cost, and what is the handling cost for returns you are charging. You are next, this selling price should be competitive, lucrative, value for money for the intended product to generate that kind of sales. Because unless and until your selling price is not competitive and lucrative, and you are not providing any value for money to your product, then it is likely to be that you won't get that kind of sales. So you need to adjust this by minimizing your profit margin, or else you can work harder and smarter to minimize the other costs and expenses to keep maximum profit margin. Other costs like overhead costs you can minimize by hiring a minimum of workforce, hiring a minimum of staff, and you can start your store from your home instead of renting a property for your office, and where a better economical logistic partner for minimizing your shipping costs. You can get some reduced payment gateway charges. You have to look for vendors which you are giving your cost price, competitive cost price, which are giving you some better schemes and bulk discounts. Okay, how will I track the success of my store? I have run my store for a month or two now. If I look back, then how will I justify whether my store is running in a good condition or not? You can go for Google Analytics. You can have a registered account on Google Analytics, and you have to link that account with your web commerce, and where you can see each and every detail of your web store, like how much order, how much sales you are getting, how much visitors you are getting on a daily basis, each visitor, how many pages they visit, how much time each visitor spends on your website, what are their source of traffic, like they are visiting from different social websites like Facebook, Twitter. Also you are getting traffic from your advert campaigns, or you are getting traffic from other blogs and all. And what is the different device you are getting traffic from, either from PCs, computers, or you are getting traffic from mobile. Each and every analytics details you will find Google Webmasters. It is very much useful for SEO and finding the effective and health of your website. You can go for Google Webmasters account. Here you will find different activities, how your links are, how you are building links, what are the queries the different visitors are going for, you are getting clicks for which kind of queries and all. So it gives a complete health of your web store. Next is Google AdWords. You can create CPC campaigns on Google AdWords. You can create banner ads. You can track the effectiveness of your campaigns. You can track the success of your each and every campaigns and ad units. Next is WordPress plugins. There are different plugins available which will give a certain set of data to analyze whether your products, which kind of products are giving you maximum profit, which kind of product is highly appreciated. Simple accounting software or MS Excel. You have to get some offline software on your computer to work out with different activities, different sales, and you can know whether what kind of sales you are got in different months, what kind of profit you are making for different now. I will advise you go back and check the answers you have found for previous 19 questions. Whatever answers you have found, you have to work out what I have said so far. These are only the questions I have pointed so far. Whatever I have said, it is to guide you. Ask yourself the final question, that is, am I confident enough or not? After answering all the 19 questions, think that whether you are getting much confidence or not within the for this project or not. So if yes, if you are getting enough confident about this project, if yes, then go ahead, you can start. It is very important that if you are a serious, if you're a serious entrepreneur, and if you're serious enough, then it's advisable to do from each and every step of your business. Implement shortly add videos on each topics in more details, like social media marketing and SEO and all different topics I will cover later in my upcoming videos, which will definitely boost your confidence. Also coming up with many different solutions, tutorials, tips, tricks, checklists, etc., to guide you throughout your e-commerce business. So by the end, thank you for watching this video. Hope like this video, hope you will do so, and subscribe to this channel. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. We will be posting new videos soon. Thank you.